See, according to Cocteau's plan, I'm the internet. Because I like to think. I like to read. I'm into freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I'm the kind of guy who likes to sit in a greasy spoon and wonder, gee, should I have the T-bone steak or the jumbo rack of barbecue ribs with the side order of gravy fries? I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I want to smoke a Cuban cigar the size of Cincinnati in a non-smoking section. I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal? I've seen the future. You know what it is? It's a 47-year-old virgin sitting around in his beige pajamas drinking a banana broccoli shake singing, I'm an Oscar Mayer weed.
Felt like I should run that one again since Mark Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure Dag missed it Wednesday too, even though he was actually here.
Yep,
I good.
Redirected my attention only momentarily and missed the whole thing.
It happens.
Yeah, so thanks. I feel more fulfilled now.
I put all this hard work and effort into making these things, and I do them for y'all. I do them for y'all, not so much for the viewers, even though I appreciate them. And I appreciate the feedback they give on them, but I do it for y'all.
Thank you, Justin.
Thanks,
we'll send you a card.
Yeah.
It might already be on its way.
My wife tells me I don't send enough cards.
I can't remember the last time I sent a card.
Don't send me cards.
You don't
I'll
love
take a
clutter?
Christmas card.
Oh, mercy. Oh, yeah, there was a deputy, cruising around my neighborhood before we started, so I had to, peep out my window like a crazy meth addict, until I felt like he'd left, where I could be comfortable and start.
I see this mental image, and it's funny to me.
It's probably exactly what you're seeing. Oh, shit.
And
so
I feel like my eyes are always have huge bags or red, but today, looking at myself, I look super stoned or something.
And say, yeah.
You do look a little puffy.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me feel like I look worse than on this camera when I'm doing this podcast with you guys. I'm like, oh God, bags and baldness.
You look good, Doug.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Especially in that mental image of you creeping on the cops.
Trying to find looking for an excuse to use this meme here for a while.
I think I am both the oldest on the show and the youngest looking on the show.
Yeah. I don't know. Mark's pretty cute.
Thank you.
I mean, not today, but usually.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a bad day.
On an average day, he's pretty all right.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't know if I did something in my dream or what, but
the quarterback
This is
came over.
This is who you get today.
You
No
lost a fight
quarterbacks
against a
last
sack of weed in your dream.
I mean, you guys know
goodness.
my story, so would it be that shocking? So
it happens. I don't know. I don't really remember my dreams very well. I don't feel like they're not like nightmares. I don't feel like they're pleasant, but I don't really remember it much. So who knows? I just know some nights, wow, I feel like I dreamt a lot last night.
yeah, I've been pretty, I don't know if it's a good thing, but I've been pretty good at remembering my dreams. And even as a 10-year-old kid, I would have apocalyptic dreams. So then when the pandemic hits or whatever, those increased twofold. So I have an apocalyptic dream every week or two.
You get deja vu and you're like, oh, I've seen this before.
It's yep, here it is. Into the world again in my dream. I once dreamed that the Russians invaded Ukraine. I don't know. You don't know those specific details sometimes in dreams. There were invasions, though.
Really? Well, that's crazy.
There have been.
Mine's usually smaller scale.
Just you don't dream about goats like Justin, though, right?
Not like Justin does.
My dreams are usually of the sci-fi post-apocalyptic variety.
So you get the after effects. I get what happens, and then you have to. I don't know what that movie is called. you live in that barren land with the zombies. What is that movie called?
There's a
It's
lot
Will
of them.
Smith. Yeah, there
So
are a
you
lot
got to
of them.
narrow it down.
I'm thinking of like
Mad
one
Max,
specific one.
Zombieland.
You're not thinking
like,
I Am Legend, are you?
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking
Okay.
of.
World War Z. Oh yes, I Am Legend.
The one with it where he has to shoot his dog. That's really sad.
Yeah,
I
something
feel
like
like I
that.
would pull the trigger a little too quick on that.
Cool.
I love
Yeah,
my dog, but
yeah. I'm tend to be a big like I don't know, like just put it down, just put it out of its misery.
That's fair.
I just can't bear it. But then like a lot of times things just like fix themselves and come back. So well, it's a good give and take. That's why you have to have like a woman around too, because she was like, oh, let me splint its leg, and I'm like, nah, just shoot it. You know, but then she splints its leg and it lives. But you know, we can't all be like that because then nothing would get done. Then nothing would ever get shot in the head. I mean, come on.
That's true. We wouldn't be eating
Yeah.
meat. Not that we eat dog meat, but
Yeah. Well, I
not
mean,
that I eat dog meat anyways. I don't know.
not yet. I mean, we're still early in 2022, buddy.
It's true.
did any of y'all ever see the post-apocalyptic Don Johnson movie called I think it was called The Dog and His Boy?
A Boy and His Dog. It is my fucking favorite. Yeah, it is insane. Yes, I'm so glad
I
you
have
said
not
something.
seen it.
Yeah, so like the dog talks to him telepathically, and they stumble upon this like crazy sex commune, and there's some cannibalism involved. It hits all the bases of like batshit crazy post-apocalyptic everything you could hope for.
It's very rapey. Basically, him and the dog are roaming around looking for chicks for him to rape, and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It's a twist.
this chick lures them to this underground community, Topeka, and they all wear like this crazy like makeup, like these like rosy cheek like makeup, and it's very like 1950s like high school marching band, like perfect time. And they're like, we captured you so that you can breed with our women. And he's like, all right, hot damn, bring them on. And they're like, no, not like that. And they attach him to some like jizz sucking machine that sucks out a sperm in an unpleasant way. And then I think they end up eating some of the people, him and his dog. Yeah.
Sounds like it's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's definitely a twisted flick. It's definitely worth a watch.
So
Sorry, I hope I
just
didn't just like ruin it for everyone. All the spoilers.
Yeah, you were supposed to lead all of that with a spoiler alert. Like I was just like going to casually mention the movie, expecting that this would be like literally every other movie that I mentioned that none of y'all have ever seen, and we could just like roll off of it and not go into all the crazy, rapey, just sucking machine details.
Look, it came out in the 70s. If they haven't seen it by now, what the fuck do you want from me? All right.
This is a good point. I mean, I don't feel like it's super mainstream that people would like actively be going to see it, but
no, I showed it to my roommate like a month or two ago. I was like, dude, you gotta see this movie.
I just looked in the chat and saw the
We always
meme.
joke about weird 70s sci-fi movies, so. Oh, see that? Yeah.
It's very accurate. I put another one in there that I also feel like this. The fox. I don't know if you remember the fox from back in the day.
what?
Like from The Fox and the Hound.
No, the really like stoned looking fox where he's like sitting on the edge of his bed or sitting on his chair. Oh man, you're just gonna have to look at it. I'll try to share it in here.
Oh shit.
I feel like I'm missing something. What chat are you talking about?
Just a second.
This
This is what happens when Mark runs the show. I mean,
Who says I'm running this show?
Sorry, it was on my phone, so I sent it to the Twitter chat, so I don't know how to get it in this chat.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah.
see what I have to deal with.
Yeah.
You talking to
Speaking-
or like
I'm talking to the our adoring fans.
oh,
Y'all see what I have to deal with?
they like it. And we should apologize to the fans that their favorite funny guy isn't here today.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Clyde is a hit.
There's literally this little tab over here that says private chat that they could just drop all these things in and it will be right here at my fingertips, but they have
But
to make
I
it
can't do it from my
complicated.
phone.
Yes, thank you.
And that image just happened to be on my phone.
Wait,
Oh god, I do look insanely like it too. This receding hairline thing like only becomes apparent when I'm on this camera. There we go. I had to craze out the beard a little.
I don't think
there it is. That is.
Oh wait, did you get it?
That is very reminiscent of Mark. Red hair and all.
The suspense.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
That is literally what I would look like every single morning before going into work. Like, I feel like the fox.
Is that the fox from What Does the Fox Say?
I'm not sure. Like, those memes came out around the same time that song did, so maybe.
Beep 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 beep.
Man,
yeah, that was awful.
This show is just like pop culture at its finest.
We're very cultured folk.
I never saw myself doing a pop culture show, and now I realize why.
Because the extent of our pop culture is me talking about a bunch of TV shows and movies none of y'all have ever seen until we get to the rapey 70s.
So this guy and his dog are double teaming his chick, right?
That's the one that you've seen of everything that I bring up.
All right, Clyde sent us an article to talk about.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the group chat, do we have anything
friends
to actually talk about today? Sorry,
I
guys,
haven't
I
paid
did zero
attention to the
research.
news.
Yeah, my life is a mess at the moment.
You guys probably watched more of the State of the Union the other night than I did because I saw 10 seconds of it. Did you talk about that on Wednesday?
I think Clyde was the big State of the Union watcher.
Okay, I did see him talking about it.
Yeah, we talked briefly about the weird ending where he was like, "Go get him."
I went back and watched it. I went back and watched it after the fact.
How long was it? That was my question.
Right at an hour.
The whole thing?
Okay, an hour. Whew.
I mean, if you take out all of the standing ovations
Really
where he had
is.
to
That
stop
late
and
at
wait
night?
for him to finish clapping, he probably only talked for like 40 minutes, but the whole thing ran an hour.
That's still a lot, man. I mean, I couldn't imagine talking for that long, like a speech or something about nothing.
Yeah, I remember in speech class for high school, we had to give a 5-minute speech, and I could only get mine to last about 2.5 minutes. I was like, I'm done. I got nothing else to say.
That's what she said.
Yeah, story of my life, buddy.
Shit.
Hey, you made it up from 7 seconds.
From Monday, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta start somewhere. Oh, shit.
We're uncomfortable in our own locker room. Leah Thomas's UPenn teammate tells how the this is such a long headline, tells how the trans swimmer doesn't always cover up her male genitals when changing and their concerns go ignored by their coach. I would be uncomfortable too if I was a woman.
Just win, baby. As long as you're winning, it doesn't matter if you're walking around with your dong flopping out.
That is probably the coach's mindset.
If there's one thing female athletes don't like, it's male genitals.
Are you saying that all female athletes are lesbians?
No. I'm just making a broad generalization.
So he's not saying it, he's just generalizing it.
I'm just saying a lot of them probably don't. Obviously, they're uncomfortable. I mean, what do you want from me?
I mean, if we're being honest, I don't particularly like male genitals.
No, they're awful.
Yeah, I'm not a big
Who
fan.
does?
Either.
I don't know how there's straight women in existence. It's insane to me.
I've never understood the idea of dick pics. Like, I think I got a pretty nice dick, and I don't want to look at it. I don't want anybody else to look at it. Like, it's not.
Yeah, so
it's
please stop sending them my way, Justin.
You asked.
Hey,
I was just doing what you asked. Look, I don't believe in unsolicited dick pics. Like, if you keep asking, I'm going to keep sending them. Like,
look, a good friend will tell you
much.
whether or not it looks good before you send it to your best gal. That's all I'm saying. Hey, buddy, how's this angle? Check this out for me.
I like how Clyde appeared and he heard what we were talking about, and now he's gone.
Is he here?
He was there for a second.
He was just sending a dick pic real quick.
He just did the in and out thing.
He's chatting in the private chat, but he can't actually be bothered to come on and join the
He
show.
said, "Oh, you got it. Never mind."
Oh, did anybody actually read this article? So I actually did read this article like a month ago, but I forgot what it talked about since then. I guess it basically covers it. I mean, the headline is longer than any tweet. So
the reason for my comment even is that my first like response is like oh, you just like you think that like women or I mean this is like a college team or something, right? Like they'd be woke and be like happy to have a transgender person in their team, right? But then it's like, oh yeah, actually a lot of them probably like I said don't like male genitals, so maybe it's not so obvious that they'd be like, oh hey, that's Jenny.
Yeah. Turns out tolerance only goes so far, even with the most tolerant people in the world.
Yeah, God, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, they are only willing to tolerate your transgenderism up to the point that they have to see balls, and then it's game over.
Speaking of movies from the 70s, you guys ever seen Carrie?
That is the Stephen King novel, right?
Yeah. Do you think that, they cornered her in the bathroom and threw tampons at her and laughed at her for having a penis?
We need to get Stephen King on the show and find out if Carrie was actually like the first transgender horror movie.
He would even if that was not what his intention was, he would say it is now. He's a pretty sad guy.
Yeah, it was really it was really a story about a trans person's struggle, but you couldn't make a movie about it back then or write a book about it back then. So,
well, like he had when the It movie came out, he had to go back and like explain away how he came up with the orgy in the book, like the orgy amongst 13-year-olds.
Well, how else do a bunch of 13-year-olds become adults?
Murder a.
You got a better way, Justin?
Yeah, murder a evil space alien clown and then have an orgy. I mean, I feel like we're going into dark territory. Can we really call this an orgy? Like this was more like a gangbang, really. If we're being, because there was only the one chick. So at that point, it's not really an orgy. It's a gangbang.
Yeah, there's one in every trailer park.
An orgy or a gangbang?
A girl who gets gangbanged.
Oh God!
Wow.
Yeah, just take.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was so out there.
No, I mean
maybe I've just lived in more trailer parks.
No, because that's the chick. Like that's who the chick is in the book and in the show. Like she is the trailer park gangbang chick. Like that's.
I was talking to a buddy of mine from high school the other day and found out about
careful with the story
gangbang scenario like that happened, and that I knew everybody like involved, but I had no idea it happened. I was like, oh shit, that's new, but I wasn't surprised.
They didn't invite you. What a bunch of dicks.
Hey man, I mean, maybe I didn't invite them to mine, so whatever.
A lot of exclusive clubs.
Hey man, that's the way it happens in high school, Yeah. Weird events just unfold.
Yes, I was gonna say I feel like you had a very different high school experience than I did, but then I started to think a little bit further past that initial thought, and I was like, we just won't go there. We
should probably stop.
Yeah, we'll just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Some of us are married. Mark might want to get married one of these days. We should probably just not rehash any. Yeah. Mark's not into the marriage thing anymore. That ship has sailed. Now he's just trying to.
The more you guys push me towards it, the more I run. So you guys should just stop telling me to make ginger babies, and then maybe I will start making them. This is how.
The farther we try and push him into the trad life, the further he moves away. Before we know, we're going to push him straight into the arms of this.
Subconsciously, we are bullying you into being the only trans member of this show.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, we keep pushing you to make ginger babies and be real trad, and knowing that you'll act out and be the rebellious youth and go the opposite direction. So because we have to have, obviously, this show is made up of a bunch of white dudes, all all of Carlos's white vatos, and we need a little more diversity. So we're trying to like subconsciously Rachel Dolezal you, like get you to start
It's a
like
verb now.
spray tanning and
Yeah, need you to become a POC trans for us, please. Do it for the show, Mark.
I'll see what I can come up with. I like how the show's tagline is "waking you up without being woke," but trying to become more diverse here.
You have to keep the beard though. We don't.
Okay. I mean, I'm the
And, you know,
redhead
your
on
hair
the
and beanie
show,
can stay the
so-
same too, to be honest.
Okay. Just maybe touch up the bags under my eyes when I turn trans. That way,
Yeah, maybe a scarf.
I don't look like the fox.
Yeah, put on a little bit of makeup. Just try to gussy yourself up a little bit, but tastefully. Don't be like gobbing it on and look like a hooker or something.
Geez, you're supposed to have this meeting with me, not live.
Well, look, I wasn't planning on being here today, and y'all were supposed to be running the show, so I didn't have any content stored up. So,
oh God,
told
you're
you it's
right.
been a
Wow, this
slow
would have been
week.
awful. I don't know. Me and Mark did pretty good that one time. It was just the two of us. It was just
did.
we just talked about stuff.
I interviewed Dag about farming.
Yeah, environmentalism. It was a good time. Definitely not our typical what have you. So yeah, I've been kind of out of the loop on everything here for the last few days, guys. So I got nothing.
Well, to catch you up, which I have also been out of the loop, but from what I have seen on the timeline, Russia is evil. Ukraine is good.
Yep. Check.
Waging war against Russia would be a very like Marvel-like response. Like this is still going on, I think. Other than that, I got nothing. Justin?
well, I found a fun headline. It says that memes become weapons in Ukraine-Russia conflict, and I'm hoping that it's just going to be like an article full of amazing dank memes, but instead it's an article from ABC talking about how they're using memes. This is like when I was, and of course it's ABC. Like when I was trying to find some good Russia invasion coverage the other day, I pulled up ABC, their live stream that they had going on YouTube. And you know what I found on ABC? They were talking about how Ukrainians are making TikTok videos showing the Russian invasion and the cultural relevance and importance of TikTok. And TikTok this and TikTok that and tick fucking talk. There was no actual war coverage. There was nothing talking about what's going on in Ukraine. There's nothing talking about the Russian military. It was all about TikTok and how important TikTok is to spreading information in the modern era. But then they come in with this memes become weapons in the Ukraine-Russia conflict and don't give me a single fucking meme. Bastards.
I mean, they're probably awful memes anyhow.
I feel like whoever is running ABC needs
lefty memes.
Whoever's running ABC needs to be pushed out of a window, and they need to let me be in charge. Like, y'all are doing this all ass backwards.
They could just ask them politely to leave too. That's an option.
No.
I mean,
And then no, that's what it's punishment. Damn it. They need to pay for what they've done. Oh my goodness.
here is a doom and gloom headline for us all to look at.
Did you learn how to share stuff?
No, I'm sharing it to you so that you can share it.
Jesus.
What up, Carlos?
Carlos,
You
here to
have
save the day.
access. There's this little thing down here. Like, look down. It says
Yeah, there it
share.
is.
You just
Share.
click on that, and then
Blah, 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 share screen.
Oh, I have a
yeah,
share button. Can I share stuff?
I don't know if you have access to share stuff. I think I only gave that to Mark. You can try. I mean,
Give it to Dag. Give it to Dag.
I have to pay more to give it to Dag. I don't want to pay more.
Yeah, if you have to ask, can't afford me.
I honestly just saw this. I
God.
don't know what they're talking about, but
They're talking about everything. Disaster upon disaster, dude. Experts
Balloons for the West
know.
Coast.
Disaster upon disaster looms for West Coast. This is the best headline I've ever read in my life. It could happen tomorrow. What?
Let's see.
This isn't even parody. Like, this is not the Babylon Bee this time.
What's the
my
article
bad. I'm
say?
sorry.
I'm subscribed
You have to
USA
pay.
Today.
I'm not subscribed either, so we have no idea what's
We'll
coming
never
tomorrow.
know, guys. It could happen tomorrow, dude. It'd be so funny if this is like actually like a religious like website or something, and like they're trying to draw you into this thing, and like you get in, and it's like, you know, sodomites are gonna send us all to hell.
Or the birds. I mean, look at the birds in the
Yeah.
picture.
It's the 4 birdmen of the apocalypse. I'm a little rusty on
It
my
doesn't hit as
Bible.
hard as the 4 horsemen, but we'll go
It
with
doesn't.
it.
Now, if they said like 40 birds of the apocalypse, maybe
There
that'd be
we go.
better. So 40,000 birds.
You know-
Sorry, I tried. There was speaking of birds, I sort of kind of delved down the "Are birds real?" conspiracy the other day.
They're not.
Have you?
Where's Corey?
That's good.
I need Corey.
Oh, is Corey into this?
Corey knows all about it. He explained to me why I was wrong when I laid out how the pandemic and the whole 2 weeks to flatten the curve and everything was actually just pulling all the birds back so that they could change out the batteries, do software updates, all of this stuff. And like he explained to me why I was wrong and how these things actually work. And like they
But it's
didn't
not
need
all birds.
they didn't
right?
need to do all that shit.
They're
Yeah,
still
I mean,
real birds.
they leave a handful of real birds out there so that you don't get too suspicious. Like if you walk out and you shoot a blackbird and it just explodes, and in a non-organic fashion, then obviously that raises a lot of questions. So they got to leave a few birds out there, and they're probably
You would
strategically placed. They probably carry them with the drones and drop them around like crazy people like us because they're watching us all the time. So they already know which ones of us are crazy and likely to walk out on the back porch and just shoot a blackbird to make sure that it's not a drone. So they're like dropping those out and making sure that, we have stuff to keep us occupied so that we think we're crazy, not that the world is crazy.
I've I've dissected a lot of birds, and I could probably tell if it wasn't a real bird when I dissected it. I'm pretty confident of that. I'm just saying, they'd have to make them pretty good to pull one over on me.
Like chickens, turkeys, geese, ducks. I'm pretty sure those are all real. It's like
I hope so. I
little
eat a
one.
lot of chicken.
What?
Man, this chicken's got a lot of bolts in it. You guys got to. I hate it when they have so many bolts. What's the matter with this? I used to have a neighbor who was a meth head who swore that the government had robot squirrels to spy on us.
Have you seen the Rick and Morty episode about the squirrels?
Yes, I fucking love it. It's so
I have
awesome.
not.
See,
did I do?
Dag and I are connecting today. He's
Yeah.
actually seen a lot of the stuff that I'm bringing up today. I guess I got to be a little more obscure with my pop culture references, or
It's
I
a
don't
pretty
get.
short clip.
Yeah, I mean it's part of like Morty's mind benders or whatever. So.
Yeah, the
Okay.
interdimensional cable's awesome.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then they have Solar Opposites. It's made by the same ones that's on Hulu, and it's like the same thing but with like space aliens that crash land on Earth. And the Wall episodes are the best ones of those. Those are.
I haven't seen any of those. Is it any good?
It is. I think it's good. It's amusing. It's along the same vein as Rick and Morty, but a little more goofy.
Have you guys seen Inside Job?
Oh, that's
That
so
cartoon. I watched a few episodes, but I didn't get super into it. I'd like to go back and try to get back into it. But yeah, they're working at I don't know what department is it? I don't know, department of something in the government, and the Mothman like run shit, and it's just every conspiracy theory is like real and happens. Like
You
the
guys have
CIA
been speaking Ukrainian for the last 2 minutes, and I don't understand a word you're saying.
Well, tell us about Antarctica, because I don't know what Carlos is talking about with Antarctica. I've got this.
no, that's one
Fucking
either.
love it. So
love
Antarctica, there's a lot of cool theories around it. So some like the facts are that like you're not allowed to just like go there. Like there's like a very small area where like you go to visit, you're allowed to go. Like during like World War II, like Russia and Germany and the US like made like treaties to like not fuck around there. So the theories are anything from There's like super like labs and experiments and stuff that go on there that maybe Nazis still live down there. Then you get in a little more far out theories, like that's the entrance to the Hollow Earth. There's like Admiral Byrd allegedly when he was there said there were palm trees and people came out of the Hollow Earth and talked to him, but that's been a little debunked, I think. My personal fun theory is that, and then also it plays into like flat Earth, that's actually like the ice rim around the Earth. My personal fun theory is that whatever is beyond Antarctica is like the better part of the planet where all the rich elites go. So like that's where Jeffrey Epstein's living now and all that. And that's where they all go to live and they get the better part of the planet over there. I base that on nothing except the fact that's just, I like to believe it.
Yeah, I buy every word of it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of cool conspiracy theories surrounding Antarctica. And I definitely think I do legitimately think there's something fucking weird, but I don't know what it is. You know, if nothing else, it's just a part of the Earth we're not allowed to go. For whatever reason.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I think the Hollow Earth thing I think there might be something to the Hollow Earth thing.
Yeah.
What about the flat Earth thing?
There?
I've listened to enough of the flat earthers. I'm pretty sure the only thing flat is their brains.
I'm not saying it's flat. I'm just saying it's not a globe. All right.
I could accept that.
Even DeGrasse Tyson says it's more like a pear. So.
Well, that clown.
Here, yeah, I found a way to circumvent.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Watch, it's going to be like the army of Antarctica is moving towards the west coast.
Oh, it's just an earthquake. We already knew that earthquakes were going to
talk about leading us on with a headline.
I know it's like having a headline about nuclear war, reversing global warming, and then the article being nothing. God, where do these people get off? We went out to eat last night, and the restaurants have TVs all over the walls now for whatever reason, but every TV is Ukraine war, but just like war coverage, and I'm just like Jesus, it's amazing how they just turn everything into like another like 9/11 type of everybody has to care, and be tuned into constant what have you. It's just what they've done just these last few weeks now has just been so incredible, to build the shit up. It's propaganda shit, and make everybody just so emotionally invested. And, they're watching on Fox News this morning and they're like, oh my God, look, they've destroyed these public, these civilian cities and this and that. And it's terrible and unprecedented. And I'm like, dude, obviously, I don't need to tell you guys, fucking US has been doing this, all over the fucking world, but nobody gives a shit.
Well,
I don't know, man. That's
helping those countries out, Dag.
Yeah, we're bringing that's democracy bombs.
Yeah.
Well, here, getting back to the top of the story, or the top story that we were covering earlier, and trans swimmer Leah Thomas defends competing against women. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a goatee there. Come on, dude. Get it together.
Yeah.
Ooh, yikes.
Let's see. Transgender swimmer Leah Thomas has defended competing in the female category and claims she does not care about winning, despite regularly wiping the floor with opponents who were born girls. Leah transitioned from male to female and is now competing for UPenn's women's team. And okay, so what qualifies as transition? Because apparently, Leah Thomas is walking around the locker room dong flopping. So, how transitioned is?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, man, I'd make the claim that provides a lot of resistance in the water and is actually a hindrance. So,
the dong slows you down. All right.
Yeah, we should be praising her.
Scroll back up to this picture.
Do I have to?
I have seen pictures of men who don't want to be women look exactly like this here. So they need to work on something if they really want to go through with this. Not just down there, but up here too.
You saying the dating pool is going to be pretty shallow?
That's bemoaning that fact.
I mean, it's just a publicity stunt. As soon as this person gets out of college, then they'll go back to being a regular dude and stop, because
Maybe not regular.
Those crazy college years hit a little different these days.
Yeah.
Remember when I experimented with being a woman for a couple years?
In my day, it was keg stands.
Now.
Yeah, these kids today. Well, and and I think I've probably said this before on here, but it's this is where I'm like, because I'm all like, trans rights, you do you, what the fuck ever. But when it comes to the whole sports thing, it's where it makes it hard to just have that like attitude of, let them, let people do whatever the fuck they want, kind of thing. Because it's like, yeah, there's like real, like you really got to come to terms with the biological realities in situations like this, whether it be just dominating those categories of sports, or situations like this where, I can understand somebody being uncomfortable for sure.
Yeah,
all right,
not being happy
let's,
being like, killed in one of these competitions too.
Let's get the voice on this. Let's see what this person sounds like. I want to see how manly or squeaky this is.
I had a lot of uncertainty about my future in swimming and whether or not I'd be able to keep swimming at all.
Thomas says she immediately felt better.
Dude's voice is deeper than Mark's. What the hell?
Yeah, no.
Hey, why you gotta bring me into this?
I'm not buying it.
I'm just saying.
You want to swim on the girls' team? I'm sorry, you got to at least. If you're trying to sell it to me, man, I don't know. You gotta. No, you're swimming on the dudes' team. I'm sorry.
I don't know if he's even trying.
Yeah, right.
The only thing is the long hair, really, and
I'll still call you ma'am, but you got to do it on the dudes' team.
The very simple answer is I'm not a man. I'm a woman, and I belong on the women's team. Trans people deserve the same respect every other athlete gets. In that exact voice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like you do, but like you just got to do it on the dudes' team in this situation, man. I don't know.
All right, so I got into a debate argument with somebody around this topic.
It was his
How
wife.
is it that I'm the one that ends up in like a Twitter spat over this and not Mark, when Mark like talks about trans stuff like all the time? But anyway, so I got into a Twitter spat.
Just went through a week where I brought it up all the time. That's it.
And the phase, guys.
And so the person who was trying to say that this should be okay was sharing with me this article of some like 50-year-old world-class runner who did years upon years of actual like transition and gene therapy and all of this stuff to become, for all intents and purposes, a woman, and continue to run and compete as a woman after all of that was done. I'm like, okay, like
I didn't know Caitlyn Jenner was still competing.
it was some professor or something. But anyway, I'm like,
It did kind of describe it.
I'm like, this is not a good comparison. Like, you were talking about somebody who's number one on the back end of their life. Sorry, like to any 50-year-old that might be watching, you're
So they
on
brought
the back
out
end.
like the one exception to to everyone else.
So like you're on the back end of your life. They actually went through like years of of estrogen therapy and all of this stuff, like fully transitioned. We're not talking about a college kid who competed in college and just sucked as a dude, and then decided
Probably.
to be a trans woman and go compete as a woman the next year. Like, there is no years of gene therapy to become more female. The twig and giggleberries are still intact. Like, these are not fair comparisons. Like, you're not going to convince me that the dudes should be allowed to just switch and go play for the women's team when they're in college because some 50-year-old dude went through literally years of transition and estrogen and all of this stuff. Like, they're not. You can't compare those. What, like?
I hope he stumbled upon Joanna Man or something and like watched it and was like,
Have you seen the thing of the 6'8", 45-year-old dude that went to play for some like D3 school as a female out in California or something. It's like, all right, I'm gonna grow my fucking hair out and shave my beard and identify as a female just so I can go beat this dude's ass. Like that's ridiculous.
Well, I feel you. Like if like if it's like like if you can't tell that it's somebody who's transitioned, like it's like okay, hey, whatever. It's kind of easier for me to be like, yeah, whatever. Play on whatever team you want, But yeah, when it's just somebody's like, I'm gonna grow my hair out, and not even at least raise my voice 1 decibel or octave, And
if it's such a big deal, like if it's such a big thing, why don't you see it the other way? Why don't you see women deciding to transition and go play men's sports? Like if it's all about fairness and inclusion and whatever, why doesn't it go in the other direction? And like nobody will ever answer that question. It doesn't matter how deep they are into the woke bullshit. They will never give me an answer to that question. Like that, they avoid that like the plague, or block me immediately whenever I ask that. Like
the same reason I don't have female garbage collectors picking up my trash.
It's the same reason that we have the wage, the perceived wage gap, because there are things that. And that's not to say that no women do these things, but there are things that women don't do, that women are not physically built for. And
the ones that do probably do it way better than I could. Just saying.
The only crossover in sports I want to see is LeBron saying he's a woman and going playing in the WNBA. He'd still lose in the finals. You know this. He'd average like 100 points a game, but he would still lose in the championship round because that's who he is.
He doesn't have the fundamentals that the WNBA does.
Yeah.
Man, I saw just like scrolling through the Twitter feed yesterday, and there was an impressive string of passes followed by layups, and I was like, that's women's basketball.
Yep. We were actually watching the other day. We were sitting in a bar eating lunch, and it was on. And I was like, that is a lot of passing. And I don't really watch men's basketball either, but I don't think there's that much passing. There's a lot of passing.
There's a lot more passing.
It's probably the way you're like supposed to play.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is what Mr. Naismith probably envisioned, but things have changed.
Is that the guy who invented basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I probably should have.
Hey, I mean, contextually, I figured it out.
I feel the need to describe what B-dubs is, but I don't say who Mr. Naismith is.
That's because Mr. Naismith was a psychotically white supremacist. He did not expect black people to be playing basketball at all.
Spinning in his grave right now.
Yeah, like if he knew all these black people were playing basketball, he would come up out of his grave, punch holes in all of the basketballs, rip down all of the rims, and be like, nope, I take it back. This is not what I wanted.
Taking it back to the grave with me.
You don't get to keep this.
You know how many of them are handling his balls?
I think like the first hoop they had to like pull the basket down and like pull the ball back out or something because there wasn't like a bottom, or there was a bottom to the hoop. So every time you scored, you're like, gotta climb up there and grab the ball again.
Your turn to get the ball out of the peach basket.
They had to go get the basket. That's why black people dunk, is because they eventually learned that if they just jump up there and grab the basket down, then they don't have to go climbing the ladder. So
I think there's something to this theory. You're right.
It's just jumping up and playing.
This is evolution. That's how evolution works.
And then one of the coaches is like, wait, they're making it look really easy. Like, I'm recruiting him to be on my team. And that's when, according to Dr. Naismith, basketball started to go downhill at that moment when the coach just wanted to win.
This is all in Dr. Naismith's autobiography. You can go check it out. It's free on Wikipedia. Now I've got to go change his Wikipedia page real quick.
There's also a movie called The Basketball Diaries that goes over all this.
Yes, that's exactly what that movie's about.
Yeah, definitely not Leonardo DiCaprio doing gay stuff for drugs.
Love and Basketball was good. The original.
I haven't seen it.
Sorry, man.
And here we go. Back to
Sounds like a chick movie. I don't know.
Yeah,
does.
probably so. In hindsight, yeah, you're probably right.
One of these days, we should get Justin's top 10 chick flicks. I bet he's got a list.
A Walk to Remember.
Oh, there it is.
Love and Basketball. Titanic, but not because it was a romance movie.
He just likes that one scene.
I have.
The first thing you ever masturbated to.
Yes.
No, I have very fond memories of Titanic because
Yeah,
a big group of us went to see it in theaters, and like it's tragic. The boat is sinking. Like okay, like number one, who goes to a movie about the Titanic, and then they're surprised when the boat sinks? Like that's obviously like high school.
Was this your experience?
No, I wasn't surprised. I was verbally, or like out loud.
He was ready for second base.
I was out loud musing as we were going into the theater. Like, why the fuck is there a 3-hour movie about a boat sinking? Like, I could make this in 20 minutes. But anyway, as we're watching towards the end of the movie, the boat is sinking and all the girls are crying because it's so tragic. Everybody's dying. Like they didn't, I guess none of them ever read a history book, didn't know what was going to happen. And the dude falls. The dude falls and hits the propeller. And my cousin just like in the middle of the theater busts out laughing, like this just big belly laugh because the dude fell and hit the propeller. Like it was the
no one else
is
laughing,
ever.
But
yeah, nobody else in the theater is laughing, but this dude falls, hits the propeller, and my cousin just loses his shit. Like that was the funniest thing he had ever seen in his life was this guy fall and hit the propeller in Titanic. And I mean, going back in hindsight, looking at it, like it is pretty fucking hilarious. Like they didn't have to have this dude just like completely get obliterated by the propeller, like, but they did. Like that was something that was deliberately added into the movie. Like then, and that's just awesome. So that's why Titanic falls in my list. That's probably
cool.
It. I can't think of any other chick.
I didn't hear The Notebook in there.
Did I not say The Notebook?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
You
I'm
did
sure
not.
it's in the top. I'm sure it's in the top 10.
I've never seen that one. I saw Princess Bride recently. Is that a chick?
I hear people quote that all the time. I feel like I've seen it, but I haven't seen it.
It's not bad.
The Princess Bride is a pirate action comedy.
Okay.
Oh, well.
I like the concept of the term Dread Pirate Roberts. We have a turkey that's like that. His name's just Tommy, and whenever the old Tommy dies and we get like the new one, we just call him Tommy.
Just Tommy.
We just have one.
Tom the turkey back again.
Oh, yep. Oh, by the way, spring is here. I saw the turkeys mating this morning. It's a whole ritual, so it's a whole thing.
This is
Dag doesn't even bother with
the
doesn't even bother with like
shadow
or anything. It's just turkeys and goats, and
I just bring a tub of lard out of the animal pen and kick back and wait for the show.
I don't know anything about groundhogs seeing their shadow, but when the turkeys start screwing around, then we know.
Yeah,
spring has sprung, just like the toms.
Yep.
Where's Carlos? This is what he always waits for. Like,
yeah, this is his favorite part.
Me and him were texting about it this morning, though. We're turkey buddies, so your turkey's doing it yet? we're a few USDA hardiness zones apart, so I figure his toms might start doing a little bit later than mine. I don't know.
It's understandable.
I guess. Sorry, guys. That always devolves to farm talk with me. I don't know what to say.
That's fine with me.
What was it? Wednesday show. I got up to go let the dogs out, and when I come back, y'all are talking about like soil and dirt and having stuff delivered. And it's like, I was literally gone for like 2 minutes. I just walked right over there and opened the door and let the dogs out. And by the time I come back, it's already devolved into full farm talk.
You have to leave like a Justin dummy in your place when you leave to make sure we stay on topic.
I guess so.
I was listening to a review of one of Joey Salatin's books the other day. I didn't actually read the book myself yet, but I was getting the review in first. It was pretty good, or it sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Which do you know which one it was?
Poli-sci I think it starts with Poly. Is that the name of his farm, right? Poly-Sci or something?
Polyface Farm.
Polyface Farm.
Yeah, she was saying Poli-Sci. I'm like, we might be talking about the wrong person. It's just a Joey Soliton. It's like it's Joel Soliton, but yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's Joel. My bad.
Okay, I think we're on the same page. Yeah. You end up reading some political science book by some guy named Joe Soliton.
I thought there'd be more farming stuff in here, but apparently not. Polyface Micro.
Oh fuck.
Success with livestock on a homestead scale. So it goes all the way down to what you can do in Manhattan apartments with rabbits.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, he's been cranking them out, man. He did some other one that was, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not going to go down this road. Some nice instructional book about everything I want to do is illegal. That's the one everybody should read.
Okay. That would be the one recommended by the
Omnivore's Dilemma, which is by Michael Pollan, but it has a whole section with Joel Soliton.
Justin desperately trying to move away.
Oh God, I need glasses.
We were talking about chick flicks, and I just happened to come across this headline, so I thought I'd click on it.
The lie I tell my husband every day to keep him happy.
Spoiler alert, the lie is this is her natural hair color.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I'm sure it is.
That's the lie. She tells
everything about this is stupid.
Actually, she tells him that he's happy, or that she's happy.
Oh, yeah, Jordan Peterson. Is he really a part of this article, or what's going on here?
I don't know.
Oh,
Jordan Peterson says, "Do not lie in a relationship." But the Queen of the Blue Hairs says she lies to her husband daily to keep him happy.
And it keeps her happy, or it just keeps him happy?
Keeps him happy. She's not happy.
She's not happy at all.
She tells him that she's happy.
Does she say what would make her more happy?
Probably being a lesbian.
Oh, well, then I don't know what to tell the poor guy other than sorry, man.
Let's see.
It's a bummer,
I know I have a great life and so much to be thankful for, but I can't truthfully say I'm 100% happy yet. Is anybody ever 100% happy? What the fuck is wrong with people? I simply haven't achieved everything I need in order to be absolutely happy. There are things I have sacrificed for my... No shit, that's how marriage works. Projects I've put on hold. Yeah, no shit, that's how marriage works. I don't want him to think it's his fault. It's not his fault. It's your fault. You're a dumb bitch. I know he's trying his best to make me happy, and I know he loves me. God, what a bitch. I'm glad
Justin,
I'm not
what
married.
is the biggest lie you've ever told your wife?
Nice try.
My current wife?
Are you secretly my wife?
Yes, your current wife. I was thinking about actually delving into this.
I don't lie to her like at all. Probably how much I paid for that Ruger carbine.
Sounds like...
How much are our wives paying you to bring this up organically?
I can't disclose that information. What about you, Dad?
Go ahead and speak in the microphone clearly. I don't lie to my wife. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like okay, so like this wife I don't lie to. Now the first wife, I don't even know where to start. Like that would I can't even remember what the biggest lie would have been because there were so many. Like it's at this point it's hard to distinguish what was lies and what was truth with that first marriage. So it's best to not go there. That was a much different time in my life too. I don't lie to my current wife. I guess I'm a little more mature than that. And I mean, I think I told her I got the Ruger 9mm carbine for $150, and I think I actually gave like $250 for it.
That's not bad though.
Yeah, it's to me that's not
rounded
bad.
up. It was probably 151, so you rounded up to 250. That makes sense.
It's like $250 for a very nice carbine is not bad. I mean, it's probably a $500-$600 gun. I feel pretty good about that purchase, but $250.
I paid $250 for a rifle, and just didn't tell her about it for 2 years. at all.
But like $250 to her, who doesn't think that I need another gun. We won't say how many. That's
Yeah.
She is of this impression that I only have two hands and I can only hold so many guns. I'm like, yeah, but I got shoulders and I've got straps, and eventually I'm going to run out of bullets in this one, and I don't want to. I just want to. How is this so difficult to understand? I'm planning on going to war with the government one of these days. I can't be bothered with this reloading bullshit. Like, that's what I got a wife and kids for. I'm throwing y'all the gun. You reload, with cutting into my cycle time.
You need one for every piece of furniture in the house, man.
I would like to
at least one for every room in the house.
I would like to say for the stream, whoever is watching this, that I am not joining Justin in his cause that he just went over.
Yeah, this man does not speak for us.
I've already got my.
I will submit cowardly and quickly. I promise.
I've already got my barricade.
I will turn Justin in.
Out.
Oh, something's going on.
Hey, somebody's joining my cause.
I thought you were just going to say you plan on protecting her with this gun someday. And then as you shoot that intruder, you turn to her and go, see, that's why I needed the gun. You kind of hope this happens, don't you?
I got her a gun, but she doesn't know how to shoot a gun. So now it's my other gun. So now I have two handguns that I carry. You got to have one for each hand,
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of an I told you so.
Maybe don't do that in the moment. Just wait until like a couple days after and be like, see, honey, this is why we need all these guns.
I just had some people show up. My dog's not going to stop barking, so I'm going to go ahead and dip, guys.
Oh, it's getting close to time for us to wrap
we're
this
almost there.
up anyway. I've already divulged all of my plans for combating the government. And let's see, we've offended Black people, trans people, women.
I think we left Black people alone today.
No, we talked about basketball.
Oh, we kind of talked about their skill, how they're better than white people at basketball.
The worst things that have ever been done to me have been done by white people. I'm just saying that now.
White people are the worst.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to keep it fair out there, guys. I really don't intend on offending people. I like everybody, but I come on the show and I just start talking, and before I know it, I'm halfway through a sentence, and I'm like, man, there is no way to end this sentence without
Who are you going to blame? Whose fault is it, mine or Justin's?
Shit.
I forget which way this camera goes. That way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone in his living room.
That's the kitchen, actually.
Oh.
That's the knitting room.
Yeah. No, that's back there.
All right, end the stream.
In the stream. Fuck, what's going on? Where'd I put my mouse?
Talking about Justin's house again. Let's go.
Abject disaster. Just end it before we go too far off the rails.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.